On the 7th level of the catacombs below Tristram, we're overwhelmed by skeletal crimson archers and a bevy of goatmen to aid them. Slogging our way through the pack, we managed to dodge their leader once, then rammed by a second charge, and face the red unique Khazra, Blighthorn Steel Mace. Before we managed to fell the foul foe. Above its corpse, we spy a blue book surrounded by a pentagon of candles. On the cover, we see etched the title Book of the Blind, and it reads,
I can see what you see not. Vision milky, then eyes rot. When you turn, they will be gone, whispering their hidden song. Then you see what cannot be. Shadows move where light should be. Out of darkness, out of mind, cast down into the halls of the blind.
We can't see, but instead hear a door unlock close by and realize this isn't just a poem, but a location. Weary of the promise of the darkness to come, we portal back to town for advice on what to make of this Hall of the Blind. By the outskirts of town, we make our way to the witch ADRIA's shack, and she cautions.
This is a place of great anguish and terror, and so serves its master well. Tread carefully, or you may yourself be staying much longer than you had anticipated.
It sounds to be almost a prison for unfortunate souls. Speaking of unfortunate and blind, we then see the drunk Farnham, who points to us as we approach and laughs.
Look here. That's pretty funny, huh? Get it? Blind? Look here.
We do smile at his jest and are happy he is topside making puns and not locked in the horrible halls below. Although a long shot, we had heard that Gillian the barmaid's own grandmother had suffered from blindness and ask her for any clues, and she says,
If you have questions about blindness, you should talk to PEPIN. I know that he gave my grandmother a potion that helped clear her vision, so maybe he can help you too.
PEPIN, of course. Hopefully, we do not require said potion in the near future. There's scant a thing that scares us, bar being locked in the catacombs below, blind and helpless. It's then we see PEPIN the healer, and he recalls.
This does seem familiar somehow. I seem to recall reading something very much like that poem while researching the history of demonic afflictions. It spoke of a place of great evil that... Wait, you're not going there, are you?
Unfortunately, Pep, we are. And it seems that this is not a medical affliction, but demonic in nature. Perhaps too vexing for the healing hands of a local physician. We then see the one who was themselves injured by demons, WIRT the peg-legged boy, and he scoffs.
Let's see, am I selling you something? No. Are you giving me money to tell you about this? No. Are you now leaving and going to talk to the storyteller who lives for this kind of thing? Yes.
Let's see? Everyone's a comedian with the side jokes. We take WIRT's leave and head towards the Elder's Well in the middle of town, but stop by Griswold the blacksmith's forge, and he pauses to guide.
I'm afraid that I've neither heard nor seen a place that matches your vivid description, my friend. Perhaps Cain the storyteller could be of some help.
Hopefully, we can gather some grounded insight from the town storyteller, Cain the Elder, who instructs.
You recite an interesting rhyme written in a style that reminds me of other works. Let me think now. What was it? Darkness shrouds the hidden, eyes glowing unseen, with only the sounds of razor claws briefly scraping to torment those poor souls who have been made sightless for all eternity. The prison for those so damned is named the Halls of the Blind.
The hidden? Oh, so it is a prison for the damned. Nothing seems more terrifying than an eternity of blind torment, but it is a fitting place of damnation for the Lord of Terror. Heading out of town, we then pause momentarily at Ogden the Tavern Keeper's inn, and he reminisces.
I never much cared for poetry. Occasionally I had calls to hire minstrels when the inn was doing well, but That seems like such a long time ago now. What? Oh, yes, well, I suppose you could see what someone else knows.
You could see what someone knows? Not if you visited where we're going, Ogden, old boy, and thank the heavens you aren't. Back down in the catacombs beneath the town, we moved to the entrance of the Hall of the Blind, only to be met by crimson skeletons intercepting our path. Focusing on the bony foes, we are then attacked from behind by an unseen hidden in the doorway. As more skeletons appear, so do the unseen, trickling in from behind in an attempt to rout our entry. Moving inside this square hall, we can barely see as there is no light present, feeling our way into a smaller square room filled with unseen hidden lying in wait. We realize we've been trapped in the room as their kin appear behind us in a group, scratching and clawing at us as we are forced to fight our way out. Now, extra cautious, we remember the unseen are a variant of the hidden and have heard tales of them being called the, quote, boogeymen that haunt the dreams and live in the nightmares of children. Although they dwell at the edge of the physical and ethereal realms where they remain unseen by mortal eyes, they can quickly manifest and strike those that appear vulnerable. Formerly known as metis, occultus, and others of their ilk feed upon the essence of fear. When wounded, they will still seek to retreat back into the ether to heal themselves. Although, thankfully for us, they still can be affected by spells and weapons when they appear in the physical realm. As we move in the hall north, we are again assaulted by an appearing unique haze shifter. Grey in colour and less visible than its counterparts, we realise we need aid in tracking the foe as it disappears to and fro. Stronger in magics than before, we cast the Guardian spell, and a three-headed hydra bursts forth from the ground to aid us, illuminating the demon that we cannot see as we drive our blade deep into its bloated torso. Dead and in a heap on Hayshifter's corpse, we bend down and gather up from the dark earth a rare, unique amulet that seems to shine and glisten in the dark. The hall's now cleared and our quest ended. We pause and realize the hall is in the shape of a small infinity symbol, as if wicked magic had disoriented the blind, and they were doomed to scratch their way around a small, never-ending loop in anguish for eternity. So then we portal back to town with a renewed gratitude for our sight. The halls below have taught us how inventive the Lord of Terror is, and the unsaid promise of the suffering the remaining townsfolk will endure if the evil below is left unchecked. We then see Cain the Elder to identify Hayshifter's glimmering amulet, and ironically it grants +5 to magic, resist lightning 20%, -1 damage taken from enemies, and +20% to light radius, as if the creature secretly coveted the light, which it forcibly forsook. We then look to the heavens, grateful for the light's touch and our new illuminating necklace that will no doubt guide our path down in the bowels of the catacombs below.